Hello, friends. My name is Abigail Sawyer. I am the kids content producer here at Mountain Christian Church. I have the wonderful blessing and job of being able to plan kids content and curriculum for the weekend services. Easter is coming up. This year it's a little earlier in 2026, and something new and exciting that we want to do for elementary is stations. This will only happen in our small group time. I wanted to talk through a little bit of what that's going to look like. Hang on, if you were here for Christmas Eve, then you do know a little bit of how this looks like, but we're going to dive in a little bit more. Some changes are here. We want to talk through the activities and be able to just understand and all be on the same page moving forward. So for stations, an overview. This year, again, we're using stations in our elementary small group time. So if you are serving in nursery or toddlers or twos, or you're serving with our preschool friends, 3 to 5s, this does not apply to you. So it will be for all of our leaders serving in elementary for Easter, which is our 1st through 5th graders. So what does this mean if you're serving in elementary this year? It means that kids and leaders will not leave the large group space. So that big room where they're getting large group and looking up at the screen and the stage, they're staying in there for the entire time. We're going to have tables that are set up in the back of the room. So when they go to their small group time, they're not leaving their space. They're just rotating through those tables that we're calling stations and the back of the large group room. Each table will be one part or one step of the small group script. Now, if you have seen the script before, you know that everything is already laid out. We tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, and even how you can say it. If this is your first time serving, thank you so much. We're going to go through the script real briefly, and we are here for you to help you through this. Just so that you know, stations will need to be timed to just make sure that everybody's rotating through smoothly. We don't want one table taking 15 minutes and another table taking 3 minutes, and then we're all waiting on each other. So these activities have been specifically planned and designed to be quick and only take 5 to 7 minutes. So we are going to have a coach or a kids pastor or a leader up on stage. We can have a timer up on the screen or somebody watching the clock and announcing on the microphone, hey guys, time's up, let's rotate through. You can even give a 1 minute timer, a warning to let them know that they're about ready to rotate to the next table. So that small group script that we talked about is the same as normal, like I just said. It's the same design flow, the same kinds of activities that we interact with week on and week out. The activities were written to be really engaging and hands-on this year with really simple expectations for kids. One of the feedback pieces that we got from the Christmas Eve services when we did stations for the first time was that there were some friends who weren't ready to really read and write confidently yet. And we don't want anything to hold back kids from engaging with this curriculum. So we removed that piece and everything's just really simple and hands-on. And also, guys, Easter is a time when many families and kids are coming to church for the first time, or for the first time in a while, because sometimes some families only come to church on Easter and Christmas. So this is a wonderful opportunity for kids to really engage with the hope of Christ, maybe for the first time in their lives, or maybe something that they haven't heard in a while. And so we want them to understand the bottom line. That's like the main idea that we want them to take away. Yes, we're having fun. Yes, we're moving. And yes, it's just a lot of engagement, but the main idea here is you can have joy because Jesus is alive. So our whole theme for the entire month is all about joy. So when we're talking about Christ's resurrection, guys, that is joy personified. So just keep that in mind, that bottom line, because you're going to be interacting and saying it a whole lot. So quickly here, there's a diagram that I created. It doesn't look exactly like a kid's large group space, but it's pretty similar. So if you take a look at this diagram here, you'll see the stage in the front, and then the benches where the kids normally sit when they're watching large group time. There's usually a host up on stage presenting worship and a game and the Bible story and a video usually. And once that large group time is over, instead of maybe going to separate rooms like they might normally do, they're just going to be going to the back of the room and they're going to be breaking up into those tables. It could be that we're breaking them up into even numbers, or if you have enough friends and enough grades, you could have some grades combined at each table. So quickly, if we look here again at the stations diagram, I kind of showed you which tables are going to be there. So we have our opening activity at the first table. The second table is our Bible activity, which is like a review of the Bible story that they already received in large group. The third table is their memory verse activity. And the last table here is their prayer activity, which is going to be a sweet treat that we'll touch on in a little bit. So this is the design of the space that you will be rotating through with stations. So real quick here, the theme of the month, like we said, is joy. It's called Black Party. And the subtitle is Celebrating Jesus and the Joy That Never Ends. So for Easter services here, we have our opening activity. So that first station, the leader is playing a game. It's just super simple and engaging. They're putting a ping pong ball under one party hat. There's 3 party hats and they're shuffling them around. It's a party game that you might have seen before, and kids have to guess where the ball is. It's super easy. You can take turns, have kids play it. You have 5 to 7 minutes, so it's something that you can play with probably more than once. Then the second table is the Bible activity station. This is where we're going to be reviewing the Bible story, which is Christ's death and resurrection. And that's going to be John chapter 18 through 20. So if you want to review that ahead of time, you can. And kids are all going to have pipe cleaners, and you're going to give them symbols from the Bible story, and they're going to use their pipe cleaners to create those symbols so they can kind of internalize it by having some kind of concrete thing that they're creating with their hand. And then the memory verse station is the next station. If you see number 3 right here, where they're going to be reviewing the memory verse as they create a paper cross that they're tearing out with their hands out of construction paper. And then they'll get dot markers and then they can decorate them. No scissors necessary. The kids can just tear it out. They're in the script. It tells you exactly how to do that. It's not hard. It's just something fun and easy that kids can do. The last station is the prayer station. This is the sweet treat that I referred to earlier. Kids are each going to have a little cup, like a little Dixie cup that they're going to get. And then leaders are going to have gloves that they can put on, disposable gloves, and they're going to hand each child 5 jelly beans, 1 of each color. There's going to be a black jelly bean, a red jelly bean, white, yellow, and green. And each of these colors stands for a part of what Jesus has done for us. So after you're done reviewing each of those colors, kids get to eat the jelly bean and you can end in prayer. And it's just something sweet that just kind of ties in Easter all together and helps kids to just have a lot of fun and end on a sweet note. So as they're getting ready to leave, you can hand them their take-home God Times, which is their devotional, printed out on a piece of paper that they can take home. And if you have any time at the end for your 4th and 5th graders, we have optional Spark questions, which just sort of like brain-teasing questions that kids can dive in a little bit deeper. Again, these are more questions geared towards our older friends. So if you have time and you're leading a 4th or 5th grade group, this is a great time to add in those Spark questions. So again, here is the website where you can access this QR code in order to connect to the website. The Leader website is for anybody who's serving in kids. If you scan this QR code, you can read the scripts ahead of time. They're all uploaded there. So please, 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 if you have a few minutes during the week prior to coming in and serving in elementary, I highly recommend take 5 to 10 minutes, sit down and read through the script. And I promise you, it'll be so much more easy and fun when you come in and you can just engage with the kids and not have to be looking at the script the entire time. Last but not least, thank you. A huge thank you from the kids team. A thank you from me. Serving at Easter is such a beautiful time to make a first connection with a kid and their family and a lasting impression that the hope of Jesus is real. It's a time to really help them understand the broad scope of the Bible and that it all leads and points to Jesus and the hope of Jesus. So that's it, friends. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at any time. My email is right here in this final slide. It is abigailsawyer@mountaincc.org. Or you can reach out to your campus kids pastor or your coach at your campus at any time. We thank you so much. God bless. We are praying for you, and happy Easter. He is risen. Bye now.